Anyway, welcome. Thanks for tuning into Empath today. Before we get started, I wanted to express some people ask me questions about what is an empath. Well, an empath, like me, we are highly sensitive individuals. We have a keen ability to sense what people around us are thinking and feeling. We're described as a person that can experience a great deal of empathy, and often to the point of taking on other people's pain at our own expense. So we, in other words, can feel what you're thinking, we feel your emotions, and we take that all to heart. So, with that, we're going to get started. Today, on today's episode, we're going to talk about the mind. Let me take my glasses off so I can see. What's going on in the society lately is a little bit scary, and I'm hoping we can touch in on some of this today about the psyche of the individuals in our society. If you have noticed or paid any attention to the news, the media, you hear a lot of things about tearing down statues, COVID, all this stuff. And the thing is that I want to express to you as the people that most of us oppose, who believe in this Black Lives Matter, defund the police, things like that, they actually believe what they are saying. If you've noticed in some of the interviews that I've seen on YouTube, on TV and other places, when these people are confronted with the truth, they cannot give you an argument. What they do is they go right into their narrative of calling you a racist, bad names. They cannot exactly tell you why they oppose it. It also comes into account to our president, like him, hate him, whatever, he's still the president of the United States. If you've noticed or paid any attention that anything that is brought up, it's always the president's fault. This does not just go towards Trump, this goes against every president. It's always the president's fault. Well, I'm here to tell you, our problems are not the problems of or the causes from one individual person. If you think logically and open your mind and look at things with different eyes and a little bit clearer, you'll realize that one person is not controlling every aspect of everyday life. We want to touch on this a lot, and we're going to touch on it a lot during this video about the mind, about the perceptions of minds. What I believe is actually going on in this country. Believe me or not, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to hopefully get you some ideas so that you open your mind and think for yourself. Realize that the things that are going on around you are not the result of one single individual. It's a result of the mass media.
The most dangerous weapon is information. It was rumored that the Nazis near the end of World War II were doing research on the minds and behaviors of humans, and that the secrets and answers to that research lied in the German scientists themselves. Countries such as China, the Soviet Union, and, through the mission codenamed Operation Paperclip, even the United States took former German scientists and engineers back to their own individual countries. The United States was terrified by this. The thought of communist countries researching and developing mind control methods was the worst thing imaginable. The idea of being able to brainwash your citizens, or anyone, into believing in the communist agenda, or any agenda for that matter, is an extreme power.
Oh no, they wouldn't do that, would they? I can't believe the government would try to control your mind just for power. Well, I believe that's exactly what's going on. If you've ever realized or noticed, a lot of the things that we used to hold dear, like our past, our history. When I was in school, we actually had a class called a history class, and we had to take a test on the Constitution. That has all gone by the wayside. This agenda they've been doing has been going on for years and years and years. My question is to you, why? Why would they do this? Well, the answer is simple. It's power. Power and money. They think it's just the United States. This isn't just going on in the United States. I'm here to tell you this is going on in every country. What they are trying to do is create a one world government. If you go out on the streets and you ask any of these young protesters or whatever, what are the three places in our government? They can't even tell you our branches. They cannot tell you the three branches of government. Why? Because they want to do away with the three branches of government. They want one world order, one branch of government, one set of people, the elites, who control the entire world. World dominates it's been around for years. World domination is something that's been sought by the Romans. It's been sought by everybody. It's a power grab. What I want to know is why? What are you going to get with all this power? How is that going to help anything? We really have to be careful and not to give these people so much power. We need to actually limit the amount of power they have, not give them more. We hear a lot of, Orange Man bad. Yeah, in their minds, Orange Man is bad. Like him, hate him, disgusted by him. He is trying to stop a one world domination. There are so many things going on in behind the scenes that is not being told to you by the media. There are some social media sites that are really touching on this, and I really think some of you should watch, like the X22 report. There's some Red Racer videos. There's some really good places out there to get actual true information. They're brainwashing this society to follow. We're sheep. If you've ever noticed, sheep will always follow a donkey. If you have sheep and you have a donkey and you send that donkey out to pasture, the sheep will follow the donkey to pasture. Think about it. A donkey and sheep. That is exactly what's going on.
In a 1975 CIA memo, artichoke is the study and or use of special interrogation methods and techniques. These methods have been known to include the use of drugs and chemicals, so-called truth serums, hypnosis, and total isolation, a form of psychological harassment. They were looking for ways to control human behavior. These methods were to be used for several different reasons, some to protect against foreign spies, some more disturbing than others. The goal of the research was best defined in a 1954 CIA memo regarding Project Artichoke. It states, "Can an individual be made to perform an act of attempted assassination involuntarily under the influence of artichoke?" Artichoke eventually evolved into the more well-known MKUltra, and the sub-projects of MKUltra attempted to find answers to that very question.
Oh no, tell me it isn't so. They can't do that, can they really? We don't really know. Before we continue, I'd want to give a shout out to Aperture and Academy of Ideas. If you haven't ever watched any of their videos, I would recommend you go and Google them, go see them. They're on YouTube. They have some amazing videos. These are videos that I think they should be showing in school and teaching some of these kids. In the last clip, they talked about mind control to do assassinations and things like this. I don't know if it's really gotten to that point yet, But what we got is kind of the same thing. You have to look at these riots and the protests that are going on. Where did that all come from? Where did they get that idea? They think that the idea of one individual act can somehow make it all right for them to go do all this terrorizing and destroying businesses and everything else. Where did they get them ideas? I need you to think about that for a second. Why and what could have made them think this way? That this was okay? Are we being taught in this society to always follow what's been told to us? Are we being taught that everything on social media is true and true to heart, and that we should believe everything we are told? Well, I'm telling you, as individuals, we have to begin to think for ourselves. Stop following the narrative. You are an individual. You do not have to believe what your friends believe. You do not have to believe what your family believes. You do not have to believe what your government believes. You have to believe in yourself. Believe yourself. Think for yourself. Act for yourself. It's okay to have disagreements. If you don't agree with your neighbor, you don't agree with your neighbor. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. It's when you take that disagreeing to another level where it includes violence. Why? What are you going to gain? What do you gain by perpetrating that violence on another individual? Have you gotten fame? What have you gotten? Think about it. Think about how the mind works and wonder with yourself, if I'm mad at my neighbor and I go over and shoot my neighbor because I'm mad at him, what did I gain out of that? What actually in my life got better because I perpetrated violence on somebody I didn't agree with? Think about it. Think hard about it. What did you gain? And what are these people gaining by doing this?
So basically, the CIA was using radio and electromagnetic signals to attempt to put monkeys and other animals to sleep. And they could. Not only that, but they could almost literally cook an animal's brain to the point to where they would go brain dead. And in some cases, even die. Now, I don't know about you, but if this could work on monkeys and supposedly other animals as well, I would imagine that this very experiment took place with human subjects as well.
There are more things likely to frighten us than there are to crush us. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. While some of these imagined fears are of one's own making, many are the consequence of narratives created by those in positions of power. Individuals looking to take advantage of and manipulate others have long realized the power of fear. When one is gripped by fear of a threat, real or imagined, their rational and higher cognitive capacities shut down, making them easily manipulated by anyone that promises safety from the threat. No passion so effectually robs the mind of all its powers of acting and reasoning as fear, wrote the 18th century philosopher Edmund Burke. Ruling classes for thousands of years have understood the power of intentionally invoking fear in their subjects as a means of social control.
So doesn't this make you wonder, what are they using for fear? Well, I can tell you some of what I have observed that they use for fear is that Donald Trump is destroying this country. We're all going to die. Oh my God, he's going to bring World War III. If we don't get him out of office, our society as we know it is going to be destroyed. That's fear. They use fear every day. If you pay attention and open your eyes and open your mind, listen to what the mainstream media is telling you. It's always fear. Everything is horrible. Everything is bad. There's no good in the world. We're all gonna die.
Practical politics, wrote H.L. Mencken, is to keep the populace alarmed and hence clamorous to be led to safety by menacing it with an endless series of hobgoblins, most of them imaginary. John Adams, one of the founding fathers of America, echoed this sentiment, writing, "Fear is the foundation of most governments." While there are numerous tactics and strategies that have developed over the centuries to effectively exploit the public through fear, two of the more powerful and efficient are the use of false flags and the implementation of propaganda via repetition. A false flag can be defined as a covert operation, designed to deceive in such a way that the operations appear as though they are being carried out by entities, groups, or nations other than those who actually planned and executed them. In his book Feardom, Connor Boyack provides a nice explanation on the effectiveness of false flag attacks for those looking to institute social control. Physical attacks lead to a corresponding increase of trust in political leaders and submission to them. This effect is likely the same whether the attack be a surprise, known to political leaders yet allowed to happen, or directly orchestrated by these same leaders who stand to benefit from the increased trust and submission. False flag operations are used because people generally do not have access to the details, so they are prone to rely upon what they're told and thus are easily deceived. People will, for the most part, believe what they are told in times of crisis, and so government officials, whether their motives are good or evil, capitalize on or completely fabricate the crises.
Really, if you don't understand what that clip was telling you, go back and listen to it again. Like I say, I have to give props to Aperture, and they do an amazing job. You really need to go see some of their videos. What they're telling you there is exactly what's going on right now. They are constantly barraging you with the same false information over and over and over. Once they repeat this so many times, people begin to believe you. CNN is one of the greatest ones of this, and if you've noticed that when one negative narrative hits one news cycle, it's almost the same thing on every news channel. It's as if one makes it up, the other follows suit, and they repeat it and they repeat it and they repeat it until you believe it. I'm telling you, stop believing it. Stop listening to the news. Stop listening to the narrative. Think for yourself. Open your eyes. Be logical. Think logically. What you are being told is entirely false. It's all a false flag. Do you really believe if you take that mask off your face, you're going to die tomorrow? Do you really believe if you catch COVID and you're a fairly healthy person that you will die tomorrow? Did you do any research? Did you know that in 2020, at this point, more people have died from influenza than COVID-19? Oh, you don't believe me? Research it. Go to the CDC website and research it. The truth is out there. They don't want you to know the truth. They want to keep you in the dark. They want to feed you false flags. They want to make you believe that the world is coming to an end unless you vote them into office and give them that power so that they can strip you of your rights, so they can tell you what to do, and they can take care of you. It's all promises and it's all lies. And all you got to do is just keep believing, and you're going to fall right into where they want you to be.
The conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society. Those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government, which is the true ruling power of our country. We are governed, our minds are molded, our tastes formed, our ideas suggested, largely by men we have never heard of.
I guess what I'm really trying to get at today in this video, and bear with me, I know the more of these videos I get, the better I'll get at it, the more entertaining they'll be. I'm hoping to keep them a little light. I want you guys to have fun. I want you to live life. I want you to just be happy. Happiness breeds happiness. What I'm trying to get at in these videos is I believe we really have to start opening our eyes and open our minds and listening to what is being told to us. Think about it. Think logically. Don't take everything they tell you at heart. Just because they tell you an apple is an orange doesn't mean that apple is an orange. Think about it. Think really hard. I'd really like to, again, say I appreciate and would like everybody to check these out. I'd like you to go to Aperture. Their videos are amazing. Just look them up on YouTube at Aperture on YouTube. And also Academy of Ideas. Academy of Ideas has some really amazing videos on the subject we covered today. And I really would like for you to just go check some of them out. That really will make you think and wonder, you'll know exactly what's going on. When you hear these people on, like the news, like CNN, MSNBC, and all of this and that, and realize they are not telling you what's going on with the riots. They're not telling you what's going on with pedophilia. They're not telling you certain things because they don't fit their narrative. Think about it. What is their narrative? What is their common goal? I'm telling you, if the government changes and a lot of these people get into office, you're going to see things you wish you'd never seen. And then by then, it's going to be too late. Again, check out Aperture, Academy of Ideas. Look them up on YouTube. There are some really good videos. We're going to end it today. I want you to send me your comments. I want you to send me anything and everything you can. Let's keep the conversation going. I want to know what you people think about the mask situation, the lockdowns, the shutdowns. I really want to know what all you think. Information is power, and I love information. I love to research, and I love to check this stuff out. So anything you send me, I don't care if it's negative, positive, I want to hear it. If you have any other ideas for any other videos or anything like that, or suggestions or comments, please send them to me at empathrick@outlook.com. That's empathrick@outlook.com. Send me your comments. Send me your suggestions for future videos. And again, love each other. Be kind to each other. Open your eyes, open your hearts, open your minds. Let the spirituality grow within you. Connect yourself with the universe. And again, thank you for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you at the next video.